Hello, my crafty friends. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. It has been freezing here in Monroe, North Carolina, where I am. So I am really glad to be inside and have the heat on. So if this is your first time watching me, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello, welcome you to my channel. Make sure that you've hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you are notified anytime that I go live. I would love to send you a card in the mail. I'm also working on my Christmas cards. So in the description, there's a link. You can sign up for my email list as well as my card mailing list. If you would like a birthday card, you can sign up for the birthday card list, as well as when you sign up for the birthday card list, you will also sign up for to get a Christmas card in the mail from me. I love to send out cards, so definitely sign up for that if you are interested. And again, that's in the description. And I was just checking my email, and on the 10th through the 12th, December 10th and 12th through the 12th, Stampin' Up is having free shipping with, I think it was a $75 order. So definitely take advantage of that. If you want to shop with me, my link is in the description. As always, I would love to help you with your orders. All right, so for tonight, we are going to be working with the new Cute as a Bug suite, which is also the Sweet Bugs bundle. This is a new bundle that is coming out either with, I think it's in the new mini for January. It might be the online exclusives. I can't remember which one, but it is really cute, really sweet, really adorable. So let me go ahead, point you down. Oh, hello, Jeannie. Is it Jeannie? I'm trying to read. It's a little far away. I hope Jan. Hello, welcome. Cloudy in Oregon. Oh, it was rainy and cold and cloudy here today. I was not feeling it, but all right. So this is our bundle for tonight. It is the Sweet Bugs bundle. Look at how stinking cute these little guys are. So we have Hello Friend, Love You Lots, and Spread Joy as our cute Jeanne. Oh, perfect. Jeanne. Wonderful. Welcome, Jeanne. So those are our sentiments there. These are kind of like little bug trails that you can kind of stamp down, and we've got a couple cute little critters here. When you die cut these out, it will cut them out individually. But look how stinking cute they are. It's almost like a little parade kind of thing. And then the dies come with it as well. So it is photopolymer. So it comes like this, and then the dies that we have here, this one cuts out that really cute caterpillar here. This one cuts out our little flowers, and you get to cut out each of the bugs have this one, cut out each of the bugs. The three little ants here, this one cuts those out. We've also got a couple really cute decorative dies with this. We've got some cute little mushrooms here. There is a little butterfly, a snail, and a dragonfly. We've got some leaves, a couple stems. This is a flower that, the way I was playing around with it, I did it upside down like this on top. And then I used one of the three of these to put on that top little part right there. So you can also cut out the little watering can right here. It's such a cute little bundle. And go ahead and show you all the stuff that comes with this suite. So we have the adorable DSP that comes with this suite. And look at how cute this is. It's so pretty. The colors are just really, really gorgeous. Got that plaid right there. This one here, we have all of our little bugs, and our dies do work with these here. So we have, this one's this guy here. So it cuts out the little bumblebee looking one. This one here cuts out the little book reader. And then we have the little flower. We'll cut out that flower. And let's see, oh, the cute little ants. Oh, they're so stinking cute. We can cut those out. We've got the huge caterpillar with the leaf there. And we have the other little bug here, as well as you can cut out the little flowers. So let me make sure I'm still in frame. So these little flowers here, you can cut those out. You can also cut the little individual flowers. Hey, Bev, how are you? You can cut these little individual flowers out. You can also cut the cute little mushrooms out of here and the little watering can. Isn't that wonderful? So many different choices to cut them out. And these are all the decorative dies that go along with it. So, so cute. I love this suite. I love this DSP. And make sure I don't lose any of these suckers here. Let's put all these back over here. Make sure. All right. So this is probably one of my favorite pages here. Look at the back of this one. It's so pretty with the cute little flowers. And then this is great for scrapbooking. I am going to show you a card to make with these here, with one of these. So we've got these pretty different kind of themes here. And then the back of this one, right here, is this pretty pattern here. And then we've got these guys here. And these, I could not get them to, oh, Dublin. Dublin is my dog, and he's going through one of my shred bins and getting paper out to shred it for me. But none of these that I could find cut out with the dies, but you can fussy cut these guys. And then the back of that, this is petal pink and white, kind of marbled together. And then this here is so cute with the little strawberries. Then you've got like the little blackberries there. And then this side here. And then we've got this one here with the strawberries and blackberries. You also got the little bumblebee throughout that. And then this one here. So these are similar, but they're different color. And then, oh, did I do two of these? I totally did. So this is the one we started with. So this is the Cute as a Bug Designer Series paper that comes with the suite. And it is so cute. All right. And then little embellishments here. These are little ladybugs. And then we've got some clear little, I think they're called epoxy. Yep. Ladybug Garden epoxy shapes. And these are almost kind of like little water droplets is kind of what I used them for. They are circles, but I kind of thought they looked, when you put it down on the paper, it looked like it was water droplets. And then the ribbon that comes with this is Old Olive Specialty Rick Rack ribbon, which I think is a funny name, but it is this beautiful ribbon here. It's really soft, super pretty. It does fray a bit on the ends when you work with it, but it does tie a really pretty bow. I did not do a bow this week for any of my cards, but it does tie a really, really cute little bow. I wanted to show you guys that. So cute. You see? Adorable. All right, so that is the full suite. If you do the bundle, you get the stamp set and the die set. And our first project for tonight is this card right here. I tried to do a bit of a little bit more simpler cards with this one, since there is a lot of coloring with our Stampin' Blends. So for this one, I used, let's see, I put this one together in the wrong card thing here. Gotta get my colors right. Put this one in. There we go. All right, so I used Pretty in Pink as our card base here. And I'm just gonna burnish that really quick. It's gonna open this way. And then we have a piece of basic white that I'm using as the mat, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then we have a piece of DSP. This is the back of, this is the one that has the different pictures. So I used this print here, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's just 1/4 down each one. And I glued the DSP to our basic white right here. And then we are going to use our, here we go, our dimensionals to pop this up here on the front. And get these here. Are these bugs not the cutest? They're so adorable. I'm going to show you how I color them as well. They're really easy to color too. There's not too much blending that needs to go into it. So it's pretty simple. All right, so we're going to take these off. Yes, super cute DSP. I love this suite. It's been so much fun to play around with. All right, so I am going to stick this here in the middle, just like this. So we have that right there. Then we're going to grab out, these are all of our already die cut pieces. We're going to grab our piece of basic white for our sentiment, and this one we're going to use Spread Joy. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. This one right here, and get a block. And then for this, I used Strawberry Slush. So we are just going to stamp Strawberry Slush, and this is 3/4 of an inch wide, or tall. And then you can make it however long you want. I think I just went like 1/2 inch on each side. I'm going to stamp that down. Well, that was really crooked. Good thing we've got 2 sides, right? I'm going to bring it a little closer to me so I can tell where I'm stamping. Here we go. Now I like to hold mine for a second just to make sure it transfers that color really nicely. And to start with, we're going to stick down our sentiment, and we're going to put that down with our dimensionals. And I'm going to put one here in the middle since we've got a lot going on top of it. Let's see. Get these off. How's your day been? I hope you guys had a great Monday. Mine was busy with work. Super cold, so I was using my space heater, which was nice. Then I got really warm. All right, so we have our, it's a little crooked because of my stamping, but that's okay. It's handmade, right? And then we're going to use all of our die cut pieces here. And for the mushrooms, I cut out just the little tops here with those dies. So I just took my individual dies and I just stuck it down like this with the end of it off, and I ran it through that way to get these little toppers. And then when I did the bottoms, I did the opposite. I flipped it this way and ran it through that way. And there's 2 different sizes of those. And then we have this little flower here, which is the smaller of the 2 flowers. So we have this one here, and this is a little bit bigger one. I think you can actually stack these. I didn't try that, but I think you can stack them. But this one here is this size. And then we've got the little dragonflies here that came from this die right here. It's got 3 in it. The butterfly, the little snail, and then the dragonfly right there. So that's where those came from. Now we are going to put together our, get my little thing here together. We're going to put together our little mushrooms here. So I just snipped off that little piece right there. And I like to keep just a little bit of it on top when I die cut, because that's where I like to put my glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. Hey Carol, how are you? Hope you've had a great Monday. Stayed warm because it's freezing here. Carol and Bev are on my team here in North Carolina. Super exciting. So they know all about the cold, unless Bev's at the beach. All right, so there we go. And that's just glued just like that on the back. And then we're going to do the same thing with the smaller. Just going to trim that along that line. I just kind of follow along how it has, whether it's got the curve or the flat edge across. And then this one, again, I left a little bit there. And that's where I'm going to put my glue. This is a really good trick I like to do when I'm mixing my colors on die cuts like this. I like to leave just a little bit and put it together. You also, since we are popping these up with dimensionals, you can put a dimensional in there instead of the glue. I know, I've been cold all day too, Carol. I had my space heater on for a little while. I got a little hot, but then I turned it off, and a couple minutes later I got cold again. Crazy. All right, so we are going to, we've got these together. Let's get these out of the way. So we've got all of these pieces here. And I'm going to show you how to color these. Put these over here. So, get myself situated here. And I'm just going to grab a small stamp off page here, because that always helps me when I'm trying to color on already cut out dies. So this here for the flowers, I used Bubble Bath. So I'm going to use my light Bubble Bath first, and I'm just going to color in each of these flowers. And then as it dries, it gets a little bit darker. And I'm just going to go back over the top little part right there where the little points are right there at the front to give it a little bit of extra color. Then I'm going to take my dark, and I'm just going to do a little bit in this little area here. You see that? Just in this little area right in there. Just kind of like a little circle. And that's just going to kind of give us a little bit of the light to dark tone there. And then, I think that is the only ones with Bubble Bath. So then I used, that is Granny Apple Green. So I started with the light Granny Apple Green, and I just colored right down the leaves here. And then I went back and I just outlined the side with the dark. So this one's the dark. So I'm just going to outline a little bit right here and there. Like that. And then I'm going to come back with the light, and I'm just going to kind of blend those a little bit together, just so there's not that harsh line. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? So, so pretty. All right, then we have our cute little ants. We have 3. We have one, he's got a little flag. This guy is like, he's just like super happy. And then we've got one that has a little horn. And for this one here, I used Flirty Flamingo, and I think I used the dark Flirty. Let's make sure. Yep, that's the dark Flirty. So I did their necks in dark. And then I did 2 of their stripes in the dark, Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to do that across here. Is anybody else a demonstrator and got this bundle yet, or this suite? So stinking cute. I can't wait to make birthday cards with this. They're going to be adorable. All right. And I just went over this one time with the Flirty. There we go. And then that was the dark. And then I'm pretty sure that is the light Flirty. Yep. So we're just going to do a little Flirty over the head and then the stripes that we didn't color in. His little hand there. Get these. And this coloring is, it doesn't take long at all. It's not, they're not big. They're really little. And it's a lot easier to color them before you cut them out, but I didn't want to have you wait for me to cut them out too. Then we're going to take light strawberry slush, which I think is this one. We're going to do the little flag here. Whoops, he got stuck to me. And then for the little horn, we are going to do, I believe that is the dark bubble bath. So we're just going to color that in just one time. There we go. We've got our cute little ants. Aren't they adorable? He's my favorite. He's just kind of like all super happy. Aren't they so cute? All right, and then the last thing to color for this one are the little flower pieces back here. And for this, whoops, I flipped that one over. I took my light grainy apple and I just colored kind of like some lines up and down here on those blades of grass. Just like that. And if you want to, you can go back and add a little bit of the dark grainy apple. And then we're going to take our strawberry slush, our light strawberry slush, and one of the flowers here is going to be light strawberry slush. And the other one, get that little spot there, is going to be our dark bubble bath. So I did use bubble bath again. Yep, dark bubble bath. Here we go. So pretty. Love it. All right. So there we go. All right, so now we can start building. And let's put these little guys right here. First, what I did was I put down, I kind of like laid it out how I wanted it. And I pushed this guy kind of further down underneath the sentiment here because I wanted it to be a little bit shorter right here. And I used my dimensionals, and I'm going to use these right here. So I'm almost getting close to being done with these. I've been using these mini ones for forever, it seems like. All right, so I'm going to put one right here. I have a thin one. Kind of cut all those thick. Let's cut a thinner one. There we go. And then I'm going to stick this right there on that stem, just like that. And then we are just going to set this down. Get this little fella out of here. There we go. All right, so get that over there. We're just going to stick this down with the stem kind of going under our sentiment a little bit. And then I'm going to grab one of our dimensionals, stick it on the back here. I'm not going to worry about the stem because I'm going to stick it down here a little ways. So it'll be nice and safe. I'm going to stick this right here. Then I'm going to take one of our little flowers. I'm going to stick a dimensional on there, but I'm just going to lay it down first. So I want to see where I have the flag guy in the front. So we're going to have him right here. So we are going to put, he's going to be popped up on a dimensional as well. But I'm going to stick him so he's on our stem right here. So he's going to be a little bit taller. Pull him up just a little so his feet are there. There we go. Like that. So he's a little bit taller than our mushrooms there. And I could use one for his head. Let's put one down on his head. I didn't cut these very good. All right. So I'm just going to stick one under his head right here. There we go. That way he's not flopping. Then we're going to grab our little happy fun guy. Our little happy bug. I'm going to stick him right where that flower ends. Then we're going to do the same thing with this flower here. We're going to stick a dimensional on the back, and then we're going to tuck it right behind that sentiment, but right against where our little bug is. And then we're going to end up with our little horn. Is that a trumpet? I don't know my instruments. I think that's a trumpet. I'm going to stick this here. And I want this guy to be up as well. So, oh, actually, we've got to put our flower down. Well, that's perfect. I can put this right here. Right on that. And then I'm going to stick one behind each of these flowers. Totally forgot about the flower. So there's one. There's two. Thought I did. Three. Whoops. Got stuck. All right, so we'll put that one here, and then we can stick this down. There we go. Now we can do our little trumpet guy. So we are going to stick one here, and then I'm going to stick one behind his head. I'm just going to leave his trumpet. I think it'll be okay. So we're going to stick his little body down here on that one that we stuck already on there. And then we're just going to stick his little head, and that his head is going to sit on our flower here so that he's popped up, double popped up. And then we are going to use a little bit of glue, and this is how I like to do my little additions here. So we're going to put our cute little dragonflies. So I'm just going to put a couple little dots of glue. We have one pretty and pink dragonfly. Then we have one flirty flamingo dragonfly. Stick him on there. And then we have a strawberry slush. We've got those there. And then we have our cute little flower, which is going to go right here, and I just glued that. This is Pretty in Pink. So we're just going to stick that right there. Here we go. And then we are going to embellish with our adorable epoxy ladybugs. These are a new favorite of mine. I love these so much. So I'm going to put one ladybug right here. And then I'm going to use these little clear here to add a little bit of kind of like a water droplet look on some of my flowers. So we have one on the tip right here. Then where else did I put? I put a larger one right around here. Just kind of gives it a little bit of a shinier look. So let's see if you can see. I don't think it's translating, but I have one here and then one right here. Can't get the light to glint off it. And then I also used our Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems because I wanted to add more sparkle. So I used the Pretty in Pink and I added 3 of those just to kind of give it a little bit of extra sparkle. And there we go. That's our first project. Isn't that cute? I love the cute little ants. They're adorable. All right, so that is our first project. Now we are going to do this card right here. And this one we are going to do slightly different because I want to show you a different background on that one. This is the background from somewhere in here. Which one? It's right here. It's this one here. So for this card right here, I used this background. And then what we're going to use for our card that we're going to make tonight is this one here. So I thought it'd be fun to do slightly different variation of it. It's the same, but it's just using a different background. So I have, this is Old Olive. So we are going to burnish this. Then we have a piece of Basic White as our mat, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I cut down our piece of DSP to 5 by 3 3/4. And when I cut these types of papers down, I cut it where I'm going to want it this way. And then where I'm going to want the bottom to be. So I cut a little bit, I think it was like 1/4 of an inch off the bottom of this at the bottom. And then I knew I wanted the whole, I guess I could bring it closer. I wanted the whole little bug right here to be there. So I cut it right to where the bug was. And then I cut off right to here. So that's kind of how I gauge where I cut. Because this is, you can see, it is much smaller. So I cut exactly where I wanted on 2 edges, and then I measured to get the measurement that I want for like the top and the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. And then We're going to glue this down. I'm going to use my liquid glue. So we're going to put this on our basic white mat. There we go. So this DSP is 3 3/4 by 5. And then we are going to pop this up. So I'm going to use my dimensionals. There we go. Perfect. Whoops. Has anybody been working on their Christmas cards? I was working on those this weekend. I'm going to stick this here in the center. So I'm going to be getting those out soon. Isn't that pretty? That's so cute. And then we have our sentiment strip here. And I used Hello Friend, which is from our stamp set. So it's this one here. I love the mixture of the cursive and the regular print. There we go. And for this, I think I'm going to use Poppy Parade. Grab that here to pull out the Poppy Parade from right here. I think that would be pretty. Let's see. So I'm going to ink up my stamp. Pull that off there. All right. And close this before I get it on me. If I can close it. This is one of my ones that's really hard to close. There we go. All right, so we're probably going to get this guy over here, is what I'm thinking. And then I have all my pieces cut out. I did use all the cutouts from the DSP for this one. So all these pieces here are cut out from the DSP, and that is, yep, this page. It's from this page right here. So there's two purple here, and then there's 2 green and a yellow for the caterpillars. So this one's purple, and this one I have a green. So we have some options. So I cut out a couple of these guys so we could play around and get these together on this background. We'll take our hello off. All right, so let's do one of these mushrooms. And I like to lay them out first. Kind of see where everything is going to go. So we're going to put our hello friend there. Let's put this guy maybe right there. I'm going to make this guy go right over top of him because he's so cute. So grab one of these smaller ones here. And then I'm just going to stick this right over that ant that's right on our paper. All right, and then I wonder if we can cover up this guy. Not all the way. We can, let's see. I like this one up here. And then this guy here. So we're going to stick this here. Oh, that's so cute. All right, so I want a mat for this. So I think I'm going to do, we will do purple. that is, yep, that's Gorgeous Grape. How about we do Gorgeous Grape? That'll be pretty. Yeah, let's do that. All right, and so for, let's move these guys over. I'm gonna grab my trimmer here, kind of give you a peek into my process. So this is 1 by 1 3/4. So we're going to do 1 1/4. He moved. Go right here. This one's easier, closer to me. So 1 1/4, and then 2. So we have that 1/4 of an inch border. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. All right. So then we're just going to glue that together, and then we can put that down with dimensionals. There we go. And stick those there. If I can get these off. There we go. All right, so we'll stick this here. Maybe we'll do some flowers. Let's do some flowers over here. These, I think it's so fun when you're able to cut out the pieces from the DSP. It's, and then when you can put it on another piece of DSP like this with a pattern on it, or a photo, a picture, oh, it's so cute. And then we'll put down our little mushrooms. So we'll put these right here. And then let's do one of these little itty bitty flowers, the individual one, this one here. And I have to cut this one in half. Whoops. There we go. And stick this, we'll stick it right here. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, then let's embellish with our ladybugs. So we're going to put one ladybug. So let's put this ladybug, let's put it right here. And then I'm going to stick, keep my little, if you guys ever have trouble getting some of these low profile dots off, let's see, we're going to put one here, and then I put a small one there. I don't think I picked that up. Nope. And then let's put this one up here. You guys won't be able to see that, I don't think. There you go. You can see this one now. I don't know if I can get the other one is right here on his cup. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's hard when they're clear like this. And then I'm going to use, again, our Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. And I'm going to try to find the ones that have the least amount of glitter in the clear ones. And then I'm going to stick two. Put one right here. There we go. That is our second project. How cute is that? So adorable. All right. And we have plenty of pieces that we could work with, again, with a different project. All right. And then our last project for tonight is this really cute bookmark. You guys know I love making little bookmarks. Look at how cute this is. Use that Rick Rack ribbon, and this is the back here. So, so cute. All right, and for this one, we will be doing some coloring. I kind of need this piece too, thanks. All right, so we are going to start by doing our background here. So we have a piece of Highland Heather, and this is 5.5 by 5.5 by, I think this is 2.5. 5.5 by 2.5 is the purple. This is going to be our back piece, and this is our front here. So I'm going to grab my, thank you, Jan. So we're going to take our piece of basic white, and this is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. Pretty sure that's what that, because this was 5.5, 2.5. So this is 5 1/4, 2 1/4. And then we are going to take our brushes, yep, this is the dark green, our blending brushes, and I am going to just go right down this bottom part, this bottom edge, with my lighter green. And let's see, when I did the lighter green, I did the grainy apple. So I'm just going to put just a little bit. I don't want much. I'm going to take that off a little bit there. Then get this line back up. There we go. There we go. We want just a little bit of that green to come in. I like to put mine on slowly. I like to put it on very light and then just add to it. So I'm one of those, I can get very heavy-handed quickly. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap down on the little edge right here of my brush, and then I am going to push my brush down and pull it towards me, and it makes this little kind of like spot, but that makes it look like it's got like clumps of grass with it. So like that. Don't know if you can kind of tell. It kind of gives it little swirls, little lines of darker pieces in there that I really like. And then we're going to take our Old Olive, and I'm going to use my darker, that is green, right? Yep, my darker green. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just pull just a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to pull it back just like this. And I do that a couple times before I usually do the first one off. And then let's go pull you up here. And then pull it in. Or pull it down, I mean. And this is just my favorite way to do grass. Here we go. All right, and let's get over here. All right, so if I can get this. So that is our grass. And then we're going to take our balmy blue. Green is here. Grab our balmy blue. Maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to grab my blue. I don't think it's this one. I think it is this guy. I'm going to grab my blue, and I'm going to start and see what I have already on my brush. Oh yeah, I might have enough. I am just going to swirl this around And I'm going to swirl it all the way over my green. And I like to do my grass first and then my sky. I prefer the blending of the light of the blue into the green than the green into the blue. But you can do it whichever way you like it. There you go. And then hold this way. Make sure I get all that goodness there. All right, and then I'm just going to add just a little bit. And I'm going to very lightly swirl it in a couple places to make it a little bit darker. Then let's go right down here. There we go. Just like that. Let's see if it goes better this way. All right. Then we can glue down everything. So we have our front piece here, which is our background. So we're going to glue this down. I'm just going to glue this right here in the center. Then we're going to flip this over, and we are going to use our DSP, and it is the back of this one here. And I'm going to glue this one as well. These little guys are so cute holding up the little berry. All right, like that. Then we're going to take our little punch. I used the line punch from our punch trio, and I punched on the left side. So I'm just going to stick it up here, and I'm going to visually do the center, and I'm going to make sure that it is on the part that we did our blending brushes on, so that it won't pull through the outer part of our cardstock there. There we go. Stick that back there. So just like that. All right. Then we can go through and color our little guys. So for this one, I stamped in, these are all stamped in our Memento Black, and then colored with our Stampin' Blends. And so for this one, there that piece went. For this one, I used Grainy Apple Green up here, and then this is actually Petal Pink. I thought that was super duper cute. So I'm actually going to start with, I never start dark, but for this one, I liked the way that it worked with dark. So I'm going to start with my dark Petal Pink, and I'm going to go over these little lines and the little circles, little dots here, all the way down. And then I'm going to get right here on his belly, his mouth, and his little eye. Hopefully you can kind of see that. So that's the dark, and I'm going to go back with my light, and I'm just going to go right over that. Usually I go light, and then I accent with my dark blending, but this one, I was playing around with it, and I preferred it the opposite way for these little guys. I thought they looked much better. All right. I'm going to have to swap out my light Petal Pink here soon. Get those little arms there. All right. Then I'm going to go back again over those little spots. And this just highlights the lines that Stampin' Up! Puts there for us to help us do that shading. And then I'm just going to blend those lines together. So I'm just going over the areas where I put those lines down. Just like that. No, it's not quite translating as well. And then for the leaf here, I did the dark granny apple first. So I'm going to outline a couple areas. And then this one, and this one. I'm going to go over it with my light granny apple green. Apparently granny apple green is, the light granny apple green is my favorite Stampin' Blend to use, because this is my third one I've replaced because it ran out. So apparently I really like my granny apple, my light granny apple green. I have yet to replace the dark one. I mean, I have the replacement because they come with two. So I have two of them, but I needed the light one because that's apparently the one that I used the most. All right. So we've got that there. And then I'm going to go back over that dark again. And right there. See how that kind of pops it? And then I'm going to just go over those little areas with that dark. Just to blend that dark into that light a little bit. Like that. Let me see if I can get this a little bit darker so you can tell. Petal pink is just such a light color. It's hard to get it dark because it's so bright. I think that's getting a little bit better. There we go. I think you can see that a little bit better. See the way that that's shaded. A little bit better. All right, so that is our caterpillar. He's going to go here. Then we've got our little ladybug. Bring him out, or her. And come here. For this one here, we are going to use the light Poppy Parade for, let's see, where's Poppy Parade? Right here. For the shell. And I just did kind of one over on this one. I didn't really do much shading. Just if there was a little bit of a white spot, I kind of went back over it. Then we're going to use, where is my crumb cake? We're going to use crumb cake. And I did dark crumb cake around his head here. And then right here at the bottom of his belly. And then I just blended that in with this light crumb cake. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to do a little bit more. That's the wrong side. I like the bullet tip for this project here. And then we'll just go right back over it, right in there. Get that little bit of shading. All right, like that. And then we are going to use our light, which one? That's Highland Heather. Our light Highland Heather for the, where are you? Right here. For the book, to kind of go with our cardstock there. And I just colored that in one time on the whole book, and then the spine I went back over to kind of make it a little bit on the darker side. There we go. Like that. Then we have our cute little flowers here. And for the flowers, I actually used coral, Calypso coral. And, oh no, did you guys see that? Oh, geez. I don't think I got a Calypso coral either. Well, that's wild. I've never had that happen before. Let's see. I can get this off. Come here. Nope. Well, we're going to pivot, and we're not going to use Calypso coral because I'm going to have to order a new one. We are going to use, let's see, we will use Flirty Flamingo. I've never had that happen before. All right, we're going to use Flirty Flamingo, so I am going to just color this with light Flirty Flamingo. And I just used that last night. I don't know why I did that. That's wild. So I'm just going to color this in. Here we go. And then I'm going to take the dark Flirty. I'm hoping I didn't get that on my shirt when it popped out there. I'm going to take the dark Flirty, and I'm just going to do kind of like I did with the first card and just make a little circle, like a little dot right in the end, in the curve of those flowers. And then I'm going to go back with my light Flirty and blend that in. So I'm going to go over the dark and swirl it out. I hope that makes sense. I'm not always the best with my directions or my explaining, but I try. So I just start and then I go out like this. And it just blends it right in, but I don't go all the way out to the end of the, I don't go all the way out to the petals here because I like it to be a little bit lighter. And then we're going to do our Granny Apple Green. This is light. I'm just going to do one pass with the light. And then we're going to go and shade. So I'm just going to put a line outside there and then right there. And then we're just going to blend that dark into the light. Just like that. Oh, that's so pretty. And it's so close to the coral. Just slightly, the coral is slightly more peach. It's still going to look good, even with the change in color. And then we've got our cute little, well, he was coral, wasn't he? Well, he can't be coral this time. Well, we can do Does the dark coral work? Maybe. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, the dark coral works. So we will do the dark coral on his neck and 2 of these stripes. This one here. And then I'm going to do my light flirty flamingo. Be a little bit pinky, but that's okay. Still close. There we go. Alright, so that's our cute little ant. Super cute. And then we've got our flowers. So we've got 2 of the little flowers with the grass. We're going to do the same thing we did before with our light greeny apple. I'm just going to color in right over top of those little blades of grass there. Come back here. And then we're going to do, well, one of those was, okay, so we're going to do one pretty in pink. And the other one was light coral. So we're going to go light flirty flamingo. Where'd you go? That's pretty in pink. Flirty, flirty. Where'd you go? I just had you. Here it is. Alright, so we're going to do light flirty flamingo. And I'm actually going to go back over this flirty because it's very close. It looks very close to the pretty in pink. And I want them to look different. There we go. All right. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but you can, yeah. This one's a little bit more on the peachy side. And then we've got our little flowers, our individual flowers, and these are going to be would be in Calypso Coral, but I'm going to do them in light flirty flamingo. At least it did that on one of the ones I don't use very often. So then I won't miss it when I have to wait to order it. But we do have free shipping coming up on the 10th through the 12th, so I can get it with free shipping with $75 order. I'm pretty sure it was $75. All right, so we've got our 3, missed a spot. All right, we've got our 3 little flowers, and now we can go ahead and assemble. So I glued everything down on this one since it is a bookmark so that it wouldn't get snagged and tear anything. So I'm just going to add some glue, and all I'm going to do with this guy is just make sure that he doesn't go over the edges. So he's kind of a little bit crooked on purpose. Yeah, Jan, yeah, I haven't had it do that before. I've had it where it got messed up in the mail, and it was like that when I opened it, but it was already opened like that. And I had one, it was cracked, like right here was like smushed. They're so hard in the mail. But I haven't had one when I open it do that before. That's crazy. But it's all good. Yeah, they could be a little bit more sturdy. Glad I'm not the only one. I'm not that strong. All right, and then we're going to take our cute little flower, and I'm just going to stick this down here, just like that. And then we're going to take our little cute little ladybug, And then he's going to be right here. And then here's our little ant. Stick these down here. Sometimes my glue doesn't like to stick right away. We're going to put our cute little guy. He's my favorite, I think, this little ant. He's just so cute. And then what I did for right here was I took one, I stuck it down, and then I took the other one, kind of overlapped it a little bit together, and then I stuck one of these in the center there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to get it as close to this caterpillar as I can because I put him over a little bit farther. Then I'm going to take one of these, come here, little flowers, the single flowers. I'm going to stick this right here in the center, right there. And then we are going to take our other flower with the grass, and I'm just going to overlap it over that individual flower there. Get back up there. Here we go. Like that. Then we're going to take one more individual flower here, and this one's going to go right next to our reader. Stick down. And then we're going to put the other one over here. Makes a cute little scene. So we'll stick this one right here. Then we have 3 butterflies. So I have a flirty flamingo, pretty in pink and basic white. And then I have 2 dragonflies. I have pretty in pink and strawberry slush. So I'm going to take my glue. It's going to get a little tiny spot out here, and I'm just going to dab little tiny dabs of glue to do my butterflies. So I'm just going to stick these butterflies on here. So put that one there. Do our pretty in pink this way. And then we'll do our basic white right here. And then we have our dragonflies on the ends here. So I'm going to put one over here. Get a little dab here. And then one over here. And we'll stick this guy here. Stay. And then our strawberry slush over here. Stick. I'll show you a trick too with these. You can take one of your blocks, press it down, and that helps get it flat for you. I like to do that with my smaller pieces. Oh man. Stick. All right. Isn't that so cute? And then for the back here, I did Spreading Joy on a piece of cloud cover because it kind of matched with the, let's see, we're going to put it right here, I think, on this one. Maybe we'll put it, but I like seeing the little guy there. Yeah, we'll put it over here. So we're going to do Spread Joy. I did that in Gorgeous Grape. And let's see, it's this one here. And then stick this on here, and I'm just going to stamp this right on. I would have liked to have stamped it directly on the paper, but it's so busy it's hard to get it on there. Let's see. I think it's better to go on here because then you can actually see it. All right. There we go. And then I, whoops, glued this down. Okay, it's dry. Oh, thank you, Jan. Yes, I love to color with the color blends. They are so much fun. I love to play around with all the different combinations of colors. That's why sometimes when I color on here and I'm like, which one did I use? Did I use Calypso Coral or Flirty Flamingo? It's because I did use both of them, but I don't remember which color I settled on. All right, isn't that cute? It's almost like the little ants are standing on top of it. Then we're going to do our cute little ribbon here. So this is the Old Olive Specialty Rickrack. Specialty Rickrack ribbon. So, that's right, I did a bow. I'm going to just get a little bit here. I'm going to cut it to the side. This one does fray on the ends, but that's okay. Let's see. So I want this to be the front, so I want my knot to come to be right here. The front of my knot, the pretty part, where this is the, I don't know if you can tell, that's kind of like the not so pretty knot, part of the knot. So I'm going to take my part that is together, not my ends, the other side of the ribbon. I'm going to stick that through from front to back. Come on, there we go. So we have on the front, we have our individual pieces, our tails, and then what I'm going to do is take these tails, this one's curled a little bit, and I'm going to take this loop, I'm going to pull these tails through my loop, and then just very lightly wiggle to get it so that it is a little bit snug right there. Then I'm going to take these and just snip them on an angle. They will probably still fray, but at least that way they are on an angle, because I like mine on an angle as opposed to straight across. So, kind of like this, kind of, they like to curl. All right, and then we just have to embellish, and we are going to use our, yes, Carol, it is, right? So we're going to use our ladybugs, and we're going to take one of these. I'm going to stick this one right on this huge leaf right here, so that the little caterpillar is kind of carrying him around. Then I'm going to take one of these small clear ones here, and I'm going to stick it right here on our flower, kind of like it's got a little bit of water dropping off it from after a rain. And then I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to put it at the corner of this leaf right there. See if I can push that. And then I'm going to do one more right here, the base of this flower. Get that down there. And then I did the clear from the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. And I picked the ones that had the least amount of glitter in them, or gold flecks. I guess they're gold flecks. Stick one up here because I just wanted it to look like it was like a clear, like kind of like little raindrops, sort of. Let's put this one right. Put this one right here. There we go. Cute. And that's our last project for tonight. How cute is that? And then we've got our cute little back here. You could also do a little pocket where you cut a little piece of, let's see, where are my scissors? You can cut a little piece of your DSP to fit right here. And then you just put a little bit of glue on 3 sides. And then if you want to put like a little piece of paper down there, like a writing on a cute little, I guess like a piece of cardstock, it can just slip right underneath that in the pocket if you want to do it that way too. But as kind of like a little, almost like a card, a bookmark card. But I had just designed this one just as a bookmark. So cute. All right, let's take a look at everything that we created tonight. Get rid of some of this stuff here. So this is number 4. And we did this one. And then we've got this one. 1, 2, and 3. You have to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I think the bookmark's my favorite. It's so cute. And I do think I like them colored more than I love the DSP, but I do think it's a little bit more special with them colored. They just kind of pop. So cute. All right, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. And next Monday, December 15th, 6:30 p.m., I will be doing the Lovely and Beautiful Suite. That is also a new one that is coming out in January. It is lovely and beautiful. It is a floral suite, so if you love florals, definitely tune in, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And, yeah, the bookmark, Jan, yes, the bookmark is so cute. I love it. I always love it when it's a different kind of project than just a card. I always think that they're so cute. All right, and then my schedule, I have that set for the rest of December. So we have the Lovely and Beautiful Suite next week, then the new Greenery Lane bundle, and then the Easter Joy Suite. Super cute projects. So make sure that you are following me on all my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. On YouTube, make sure you have hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you're notified whenever I go live. And make sure that you hit the like button, the thumbs up button. That really helps my channel. I have 19 more subscribers to get to 600 subscribers. So would love to reach that by the end of the year, the end of December. So if you could help me out, that would be wonderful if you haven't subscribed already. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments or the word sweet so that I can say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. And again, I am working on my Christmas cards, so if you would like one, there's a link in the description. You can sign up for my card mailing list. Go ahead and do that, and probably next Tuesday-ish, any that come in, I will just add to my regular card mailing list. So if you want Christmas card, get that in by next Tuesday, and I will be sure to send one out to you. And thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. I hope you love these projects as much as I loved creating them. And I will see you back here next Monday for a brand new video. Bye!